If you are planning a visit to Jerusalem, you are going to love this video. I'm going to show you some of the places I love to eat in Jerusalem and the places I love recommending to tourists. Before I started eating all day, I stopped by Yehuda Bakery in the city center for let's call it a pre-breakfast snack. Let's start with breakfast. I like to begin a tour in the old city as early as possible. Inside the old city, I don't really have breakfast recommendations, so I prefer to start here at Kadosh Café. A classic Israeli breakfast is usually cheeses, eggs, and salad, no meat. Partly because of kashrut, and partly because even Israelis who don't keep kashrut still think meat for breakfast is weird. And at Kadosh, they've got great pastries and croissants. From here, we will head into the old city. Two more excellent breakfast options are Meshek Hafaim and Café Yoshua. They are just a bit further from the main tourist route, but they are also highly recommended. In the old city of Jerusalem, people mostly eat hummus. I usually eat at Abu Kamel, Ramzi. It's a bit hard to find because it's inside a shop in a shuk market, but you can always ask. Another recommended place is LIna hummus. Almost every time I film in the old city, I sit here at the Rova coffee house. It's quiet, I love the atmosphere. Most tourists and groups get sucked into the food court area, it's like over there, and here it is much calmer. Jerusalem is a very intense city, and here you can breathe. On the way to the next place, we are going to pass the Western Wall. I stop here for a couple of reasons. First, whenever I'm in the old city, I stop at the wall, I touch the stones, and I tell myself, this is for my grandfather's grandfather's grandfathers. For hundreds of years, Jews dreamt about Jerusalem, and we're lucky enough to live in a generation where Jerusalem is our capital again. Second, I told my son's kindergarten I will be at the Kotel, Western Wall, and they prepared little notes with their wishes, so I'm delivering them. Also a great way to virtue signaling that I'm a modern, involved dad. And one more small thing. Food tours are a huge trend now among Israelis. When we get to Machneyuda market, you will see tons of Israeli food tours. It's fun, it's great, but I always think to myself, you're in Jerusalem, you're in the most interesting city in the world, the most important place for the Jewish people. So you ate Khachapuri and you ate Arais and you ate sabich and you drank arak with lemon and you ate Bourekas. Great. But what about giving something small to your soul? And it doesn't have to be the Western Wall. Maybe a visit to the North Africa Jewish Heritage Center, which I made a video about the connection between North African Jews and Jerusalem. Tomorrow morning I'm filming at Café, a video in memory of Gabi Barkai, who found the silver amulet with the priestly blessing in ancient Hebrew from 2,600 years ago. Or maybe an hour at the Temple Mount Sifting Project, where Gabi Barkai helped save soil from the Temple Mount, the holiest place for the Jewish people. You come up to Jerusalem, eat well, great, but give 1 hour to the soul too. Now we are at the entrance to the Austrian Hospice. It's on the Via Dolorosa near station number 3. If the door is closed, you have to ring the bell, and eventually they will open. I love this place, an Austrian island in the middle of the Muslim quarter. Why do the Austrians have a hotel in the middle of the old city? Because of a war, a polite war. Towards the end of the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire was weakening. And after centuries, when Europeans had almost no foothold in Jerusalem, a competition started. Who would build more and bigger? The Russians built the Russian compound, the Italians built, the French, the Germans. The Germans, of course, exaggerated. Across from the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, they built a church that is taller than the Holy Sepulchre. Like, really, some respect. But you know how Germans in wars, they always like to exaggerate. So here the Austrians built a hospice. You can drink coffee and eat Apfelstrudel while Emperor Franz Joseph watches you from the walls. They also have a beautiful garden. And I want to show you something cool. This table is a 2,000-year-old capital. There aren't many places in the world where your coffee table might have been once part of the temple, or Herod's palace, or the place where Pontius Pilate judged Jesus. Here you can see Alibaba shop, one of my favorite souvenir shops in the old city. And what I like about this shop is that they are fair. The price is fixed and you can see it on the item, and it is not decided based on your nationality and your face. I know, genius. We've left the old city through the new gate, and here there is a French compound. Why is there a French compound in Jerusalem? You already know the answer. It is called Notre, and if you go in and go up to the fourth floor, there is a really good restaurant with crazy view. Better to reserve a seat. It's without question one of my favorite places. Some people can stay awake all day. I'm not one of them, and I never understood the obsession. You don't get a medal for making it to the end of the day. So why not sleep? I cannot stay awake after lunch. So I'm going to take a nap. And I want to show you where. I'm taking a room at a post hostel, very close to City Hall railway station and the old city. This basic room cost me 350 shekels. You don't usually get prices like this for a private room. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, you pay less because you're a famous YouTuber. And the truth is, no. You will actually pay less than me because I'm Israeli and I have to pay 18% VAT. And as tourists, you don't pay that. I did use a coupon code though. If you want the coupon code, buy my digital tours. In my tours, I filmed everything I say on my guided tours. You see where you're on the map, where the next stop is, and my explanations. And now I'm going to attach to the tours the recommendations map with all the restaurants, special shops, and a coupon code for Abraham hostels in Tel Aviv and Eilat, for Abraham tours, also their tours to Jordan, for the Spot Hostel in Tel Aviv, and for this hostel, Post Hostel. And one more thing, if you book on a computer, you get around 15% off. And if you book on your phone, it is more like 20%. If you are planning to come to Jerusalem, it is worth buying my tours, even if you don't listen to a single word I say. The coupon codes alone can save you more money than the tours cost. Everything I've shown you so far is cheap to mid-range. If you want to treat yourself to a fancy dinner in the evening, you've got a few great options. I went to Mona, located in a beautiful building that used to be the first home of the Bezalel Academy of Arts. And after eating at one upscale restaurant, I went to another, Chakra. Because why eat at one fancy restaurant if you can eat at two? For these restaurants, you need to book in advance. And on the map, I will add a few more options as well. At Machneyuda market, there are tons of amazing places to eat. But before I start with the recommendations, a quick warning. Everyone loves the market, Israelis and tourists. And because of that, there are a few tourist traps. A good rule of thumb, if someone is aggressively pitching you stuff in English, treat it like a warning sign. In my experience, like the two types of shops tourists complain about the most are halva shops and like the tea spices shops. The routine is always the same. They give you a tiny taste, you say, wow, this is great, and boom, suddenly you are walking away with a bag of tea that costs 350 shekels, so like, I don't know, $70. So pay attention. Before you agree to just a little, ask for the price and say no. You don't want to? Say no. If you want to buy a few genuine good things to take home, I recommend Mizrachi, one of the oldest shops in the market. This is where I shop. One small warning though, if you buy these nuts here, do not open them. The moment you do, you won't stop eating. As for food, I'm going to start with the classics, the long-established spots. My top three, maybe I forgot someone, are Morduch, Rachmo, and Azura. These are places that have been serving the same food for 50 years. Not trendy food, not gimmicks, just big pots of great food. Stuffed vegetables, kubaneh, rice, meat. I'm not the type who says you must eat here. But these are the places that basically built the whole food scene in the shuk, in the market. And I really recommend them. When it comes to newer places, the one I see at the most is Dwiny, street food done right. This is a place where they put everything into a pita, and there is something very Israeli about it. Very on the go. Just give it to me in a pita. And if I don't feel like sitting down, I eat sabich at Arica. Other recommended spots are Bourekas Ramle and Bourekas Haifa. Both are excellent in my opinion. If you want meat, there is Arais. Shawarma Aka is also very good, and so is Halati. Nuna, Mufleta, and Joni kubaneh are the trendy places right now, and they are solid. And near the end, I will say something controversial, but I stand behind it. When it comes to desserts, and desserts are close to my heart, I can recommend Mousseline ice cream, or you can go into Mahane Yehuda restaurant for dessert. I'm not that excited about the colorful cookie places and the knafe stands. Alright guys, there are still tons of great places, but I literally cannot eat another bite. Everything I mentioned will be listed down below under the video. And if you want all my recommendations, the digital tours and the coupon codes, grab my digital tours on my website. The link is right here below. See you in the next video. Yalla bye.